Hey everybody, I just wanted to have a conversation with you because I feel like a part of the disservice that's been done to entrepreneurs is nobody's taken the time, in truth, to tell an entrepreneur how do you approach an investor. You know, we did a bit of this when I was in Dragon's Den. We try to do a lot of education to entrepreneurs to help them understand how do you approach an investor in the first place. A part of the problem is because the language that we use is just way too hey, sometimes, private school English can be a problem. So I was trying to explain it to an entrepreneur the other day, and I was like, inking ayena ukuthi angikwazi ukushela. You guys, you don't know, you just don't know ukuthi umuntu umshela kanjani. Mina ngikhule in an era where bushela. I grew up before cell phones. So in my day, there was no, I'm gonna slip into your DMs, give me your number, I'm gonna call you, let me WhatsApp you. In my day, you had to learn ukushela umuntu. You had to learn ukuthi umuntu mufuna ukumshela kanjani. And it was a great education too, because what would happen is you would typically meet a young lady when she was in transit. Here's how it usually went. You'd be standing with your boys talking, usually at a corner somewhere, and a young lady would come past, and you'd never seen her before, and you knew you'd never see her again. And you had a 15-second window to catch her attention, tell her who you are, tell her why she should date you, and get her to agree to dating you in 15 seconds. This is not a lot of time. So one of the tricks I learned was my hit rate, by the way, and I'm not just saying this, but my hit rate, minimum Shela, was typically higher than my friends. And the reason my hit rate was high because I learned how to approach a young lady. I suppose because I was raised by a single woman, I learned that respect was very important. So, there's like this hard, abrasive, aggressive culture, right? I learned to just respect the person. So whereas my friends would go, baby, just keep on, I would never do that. I just walk up and be on some Sabwana sis kunjani. Because if you say Sabwana, she's always going to greet back, right? And then in the conversation, I'd go, my friends would go, baby, kunjani, uyangithanda. So he's going straight for the kill, like uyangithanda. Like you haven't even put the butter on the bread. You're now trying to eat dessert. Let's start with the starters. So I'd be Sabwana sis kunjani, bengicela ukukhapha. She's walking, right? So might as well ngimkhaphe la yakhona, and in the process have a conversation. And she's not going to say no ngikaphi. It's like, okay, ngikaphi ke. So and then in the process of ngimkhapha, I would then try to understand who she is, where she's coming from, and what she's looking for. I never asked a question about whether or not she was dating another guy because that's immaterial. 90% of people you meet would be dating somebody else. So you don't even want to ask that question. And also, this is an important trick for entrepreneurs to learn. If you ask the person, are you dating somebody else, you bring into their consciousness that they're already committed. Which means even if they entertained you, the fact that they've been seeing somebody for a week means they're not going to talk to you now. Make sense? So never bring into the person's consciousness that there is a level of commitment. And this is what I need you to understand. So I'd go, Sabwana baby kunjani? No. Sabwana sis kunjani? No. Ngicela ukukhapha. Ngiyamkhapha. Igama lami uVusi. Ngibona nje udlula ngithi ngukhapha. Right? Conversation carries on. And then I'd ask her, ubani uyaphi uyakuphi? And then she'd answer the question, who's banbaning and down, so sharp, no problem. And then I had to learn to understand what she was looking for in a guy. Now remember, I'm not going to ask if she's dating. So let's say something like this. Empilweni yakho nje wena mawuphila ufuna ukuphilisana nomuntu onjani. That's how I'd ask the question. And usually everybody answers that question. They'd be on some, I'm looking for a guy that, loves God, loves his mother, is driven, is ambitious. Everybody has the same list, guys. It's the same list, right? So I then learn how to fix my script according to the list. So once she's done telling me the kind of guy she's into, I would reframe and make myself that guy without telling her. I'm reframing and make myself that guy. So after she's finished telling me, I'm really into a guy that loves God, loves his mother, yada, yada. As soon as she finishes that, I'd go, yesterday my mother and I went to church. You see that? My mother and I went to church. In other words, my mom and I are close. I love God. It's so hard ukuthi ngivuke ngumRoma. It's so hard ukuthi ngivuke for the 7:30 service because I was studying the night before. Driven, ambitious, looking for an education. You see what I did there? So you have to learn to position without it looking like you're positioning. How does this relate to entrepreneurs? Typically, I see the way entrepreneurs approach me as a CEO of a fund is that they're quite abrasive. Hi, Vusi, I have an idea that's going to change the world in 2 years and it's going to be worth 10 billion. Nah, no, you don't. And by the way, please stop sending me those emails. I get about 200 a day. Just don't send those emails. Here's how you want to approach the mail. Dear Mr. Thembekwayo, full stop. Approach, right? Then you say, I know you're busy, but I have something I'd like to show you, and I promise you it'll be worth your time. It's only going to take 10 minutes. Yeah? So you help me understand that you understand my time is important. Then you say something like, as the CEO of MyGrowthFund, I know that. Now I know you know who I am, you know where I'm coming from, and you understand kind of where my life world is. And then I'm going to give the most important piece of advice to entrepreneurs listening to this. All funds are sector specific or driven by something called an IM. Funders draft an IM, an investment memorandum, and in the IM, we tell our general partners how we're going to invest the money. So don't ever just approach a funder for the purpose of approaching a funder. Learn who and what the funder funds. Learn transactions the funder has done before, and then learn how those transactions relate to you. So then I would say something like this. I know that you funded, I don't know, this boutique business which has 4 stores, one of them in Eastgate Mall and on in Sandton Mall, etc., etc. We're also in the garment industry, except for us, we don't sell through mall retail, we sell directly online. Now I know you know who I am, you know that I've done transactions like this before, and you're helping yourself position relative to what I've done. And then you go in for the kill. And this is what entrepreneurs are bad at. You guys are just terrible at closing the sale. So let me cast your mind back. At the end of the Shela process, guys who didn't know how to do it would become quite abrasive with the young lady. So they go, "Man, young tanda or ganjan. Oh, young tanda man gan mai ngipi number yakho ngizokuhlanganisa." Don't do that. Don't do the abrasive thing. If you really want to close the sale, soft is hard. Soft is hard. Remember that. So how I would do the sale with a young lady, Shela, I would say something like this. Ngiyakubona ukuthi busy, bengithi nje ngokukapha. Ngithi now we reached the end of the road, right? Bengithi nje ngokukapha. So if mhlambe bengifuna ukuxhumana nawe ngikuthola kanjani? And she will always say, angeke ungithole, I'm unavailable, I'm busy, yada 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 yada. And then you acknowledge and you repeat. Ngiyakuzwa ukuthi busy yami. Umuntu vele umuntu ufana nawe vele uyabonakala ukuthi busy. So if mhlambe bengifuna ukuxhumana nawe ngikuthola kanjani? Ya indaba ukuthi ubaba wami yabona umfundisi esontweni so ekhaya sivumelanga ukuthi ya no ngiyakubona vele wena ukhuliswa kahle ekhaya. So if mhlambe ngifuna ukuxhumana nawe ngikuthola kanjani? Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. That works. Sooner or later she's going to give in. She's going to go, you know the Jacob Zuma eye roll? And then she's going to give you the number, right? She's going to give you the number. So even when you're pitching to an investor, learn, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. The investor will always go, look, I'm busy. So I know you're busy. So how do I get 5 minutes of your time? Look, I'm busy going through a board cycle. Oh, I know you're going through a board cycle. So how do I get 5 minutes of your time? Make the time look small, make the commitment of time look small, rinse, repeat, and you force the person into the position of saying, okay, I'll see you for 5 minutes. And that is how you Shela an investor. Recap, approach is important. 2, acknowledge I'm busy. 3, and most important on the 3, listen to what I say I want and frame yourself to be what I'm saying I want. And investors talk a lot. You just have to know where to find them. And then 4th, when you get rejection, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. I wish you well in the process of building your business because goodness knows we need more businesses in South Africa. And don't forget, it's a simple thing, this thing. Approach is very important. Cheers, guys.